Trying to clear my throat before I do this presentation, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, family. Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. Before we get into today's episode, if you are new to this podcast or if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel as of yet, please do that now. And also be sure to tap the notification bell for alerts when we upload a new video. Please let us know in the comment section below this audio podcast where you're listening to us from. Also, let us know what's happening in your country, in your state, and or in your city. And make arrangements with me so that you can get on this platform and discuss it in real time with us. We are a global community and we want to keep our listeners informed about what's happening with Black people and African people throughout the diaspora. I would like for us to grow this platform to 500,000 strong, and also for us to get our film project fully funded and made so that way we can use the proceeds from the film to purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, within the low income Black community and become an economic base within the low income Black community. Eventually, in God's timing, we will be hosting African tours, Caribbean tours, and South American tours so that we can move beyond cyberspace and make our presence known in cities and countries around the globe. On this platform, we share news and social commentary on a variety of topics ranging from politics to social justice issues. I provide thought provoking views and details. I provide receipts that support my statements. I notice some of the biggest YouTubers use some of my talking points. I mean, it is what it is. I give authentic commentary that speaks to my passion for shining a light on truth and exposing lies and liars alike. I have a zero tolerance for foolishness and disrespect. On this platform, we are more than just talk. We will put boots on the ground and do what we can to improve the social conditions of our people who want more out of life and who wants to become GRCAL members. To learn more about business opportunities within our media component, please purchase my ebook and read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. I'm looking forward to connecting with many of you. And again, I thank those of you who have supported this important piece of work we're trying to do. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here to recruit brave and smart Black people and African people to help me build and run the best Black Christian business within the United States of America, with the help of GRCAM members, of course. And that is GRCAL Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Disclaimer. Um, This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in two forms, audio and also as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience where they're at. So, in other words, we have I would say, um, where I show my receipts, or I call it show and prove. That's basically my sources. So I have articles, I have different videos. So for those that don't like to read, no problem. They could just watch the videos. It is what it is. For those that like to read, then read not only look at the videos, but also read the articles. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Um so that's what we do over here. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium transcript. There you can find all of my presentations. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. Also, I share my platform. I'm not just on here just trying to sell a book. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm about. Again, I want to be friendly. I want to encourage people to, support me. I'm encouraging all of my listeners to please help get my ebook on that bestsellers list. That would put me in a better position financially. So that way I can hire Black people, African people, and others. That's all I'm trying to do. If you're a Black artist or African artist, such as an author, comedian, poet, musician, or entrepreneur, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that way you can promote your books, your business, your music, your jokes. And if you have a small ministry, then you're more than welcome to share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer incentives to my guest speakers by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and get it monetized, as well as assist them with creating a free Wix website. Now, I am available Monday, June 22nd through Thursday, June 25th, Sunday, June 28th, Monday, June 29th, and the time from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. American Central Time. On this platform, we keep you informed and empowered from wherever you are, either from the diaspora or in Africa. Don't just listen to our audio or video podcast. Join the movement, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but again, this is where I'm at. So I want to be able to do the best, podcast that I can. Because at the end of the day, God give us free will. If it was up to me, all of my listeners worldwide would get behind my ebook to help get it on that bestsellers list, to help speed up the process. You know what I'm saying? Get behind our film project so that way we can move forward. Because after all, this business is for I would say Black millennials and Generation Z. This is for you guys. Those that's between 18 years of age to 35. Reaching out to you all. Starting here in America, that's where we're going to be, I would say, that's our domestic audience. And our international audience, of course, would be in the Caribbeans, Africa, and around the globe. But basically, in, I would say, the Caribbeans, South America, and Africa. So, So at this point, I'm unable to hire anyone right now because I'm not making much money from my book sales. And again, items on my virtual store, is low. So I can't do much, you know. Like I say, I wish that if it was up to me, everybody would be on board. But a lot of people on here are just full of games, you know. It's unfortunate. I'm authentic right here on my end. I created this platform in order to broadcast my vision and plan across the United States of America to recruit brave and smart, like minded Black Americans beyond Chicago who embrace the term DAS FM, which is what I am, and that is descendants of American slaves slash freedmen. Also, I want to recruit brave and smart, like minded African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I encourage both groups to please read my story. My ebook is $9.99. You can download it to your smartphone. You know what I'm saying? I encourage all of my listeners to read my story for yourselves. Now, if you are in my African group on Facebook called Rakai of Africa, I'm mindful that you all are living from hand to mouth, you know, a majority of Africans. So don't worry about buying the book. What I need for you to do is, leave comments in the comment section uh, on my YouTube page. Put me on blast. Let all of your friends on all social media sites that you are on, let them know who I am, what I'm trying to do, and most of all, encourage African immigrants that lives in the United States from your African nation. Encourage them to work with me. That's going to help speed up the process. Because after all, I have been reaching out to Black Americans for the past 34 years, and I'm still on first base, and that is unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. It's a straight up turn off. But hey, somebody has to do this, and I'm doing the best that I can. But I will be released from my duties once we get this business popping here in the city of Chicago. Because I want to bring it over to the African continent and work with Africans that want more out of life. Um, and so I want my advisory board or resource team to have an associate's degree or above. I want Black attorneys, African attorneys, investors, financial planners, marketers, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. That's what I want on my team to help me build and run this business. That's all I'm trying to do. Um, so, Global African Family, if you're serious about me bringing my Christian business to the continent, then, like I say, please help me get my ebook on that bestsellers list. So that way the Black world can take us serious. Because it doesn't matter how bad I want to get this Christian business up and running. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the Global African Family, then I am unable to do my God given assignment. So, and before I cut and run to Africa, we're going to get it popping here in America first for credibility. Because I don't want nobody telling me it sounds like well, some of the people I interact with, you know, they say, oh, it sounds like a scam. Those are uneducated people. And if people feel like that, and also I just want to put everybody on notice too. If you're not interested in solving Black issues or solving African issues, please delete me off your friends list and gone about your business because you've just taken up space. And that's real. Uh, Yeah, so I want people to read my story. Selling a book is not no scam. That's uneducated people talk. But those are the main ones that's going to want to utilize our programs and services. But my business, because of the way Black Chicagoans have been acting funny style with me for the past 34 years, I'm still standing on business. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the best that I can to get this thing popping. Because this is bigger than myself. Our children, um, it, life is going to get worse for them here in America. And that's how come I bring up, what current issues that's going on and trying to, you know, educate my listeners. And once I finish with this presentation, I'm going to drop the link. So if you want to speak with me directly or just leave messages in the comment section, you can do that. That's fine. But just try to bear with me, hear me out. I want to say my piece. Um, so that's where I'm at. I encourage Black content creators and African content creators who have a large following. Please allow me to come on your platform so that I can speak directly to your audience about my revised book and my film project. That's very important. I don't want the brand and vision to die in America. I'm pushing this vision to the Black world. This is my contribution to Africa's rising. Because, if we lose Africa, we lose everything. Okay. Um, so with that being said, again, the title of my revised book is, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available on my Amazon author page. And that's going to be, and I have the link in the comment section below this audio podcast. The book is available in two forms as an ebook for $9.99. That's the one I'm trying to encourage people to get and read because that's the most affordable. The soft cover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. This year we are determined to get this film project fully funded and made so we can get our story on the big screen in order to reach the Black world and let them know what we're trying to do for my people, Black Americans who identify as descendants of American slaves/freedmen. Upcoming events. Please mark your calendar for Saturday, June 27th. We're hosting our monthly virtual interactive conference. Okay. Tuesday, June 30th, we will have guest speaker, Apostle Sarah Bana from Zambia. Okay. So I would like to encourage 5 people from my Facebook page or my Instagram page, my LinkedIn page, TikTok page, or from my X page to come forth to be on the panel so that way we can discuss our monthly theme, which is how South Africa became a third world country. You would have to watch the documentary first so that way you can discuss it during the show. If interested, then please send me a message to my inbox along with your email address so that way I can email you specific instructions about being on the panel. If you are unable to participate on our monthly virtual interactive conference, then please listen to the replay. Leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below the audio podcast. Most of all, share this audio podcast with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. If you want to be on the panel but do not know how to use StreamYard or Zoom, then just make arrangements with me and I would teach you how to use both of them. right. Um, After the panel discussed the topic, then we will drop the StreamYard link in the chat room for Q&A. Theme, like I say, that would be uh, how South Africa became a third world country. That's the theme. Where YouTube Live, when Saturday, June 27th. So please mark your calendar for that, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be this coming Saturday. Time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation: Here's Black America's Wake Up Call. You better get on code if you want to survive in America. I ran across a lot of TikTok videos this past week about Black Americans being accused of being anti-Asian, all because Black Americans are calling for a nationwide boycott of Asian businesses within the Black community, ranging from Asian restaurants, Asian beauty supply stores, and Asian nail salons. This is an example of gaslighting. This boycott is bigger than Rick Chow. This should have happened years ago. We as Black people need to permanent transfer of wealth from the hands, from the, I would say, from Asian hands to our hands. So, in layman terms, bring back all those Black dollars back to the Black community. We can't talk about delineation if we're not financially delineating. I ran across a TikTok video entitled, quote, "Are you boycotting the Asian community?" Unquote. So I ran across a lot of different videos, and so I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to mention a few of them I'm going to share with you all. But I recommend that you, like I say, follow me on my Medium transcript. That's the best thing you can do. And then just, scroll down to show and prove. And then just, I recommend you look at all the videos if you want. That's cool. Or read the articles. To watch the video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Here's some dude running off at the mouth about our boycott, which I don't view as a boycott, but rather a transfer of wealth from the Asian community back to the Black community, because boycotts are temporary. A transfer of wealth is permanent. We shouldn't just limit the boycott to only Asian businesses. We should also look at, those Arab businesses, East Indian businesses, and the Latino businesses as well, because they all treat Black people funny style in their stores. I have a global platform, a microphone, and a responsibility to Black people and African people. I do not agree with y'all calling their restaurants, placing orders, and not picking up, the food, because that's teenage stuff, so that's not on a professional level. So I'm strongly against that. And if my listeners is hearing what I'm saying, please, just don't do that. That's not cool at all. And I don't agree with that, because that, to me, that's childish. That doesn't do anything to move the needle forward. The grassroots community activist movement is trying to get Black people to put the Black dollar back into the black community where it belongs. We must tell these other groups to stay out of our business. The original Asian man who started this challenge did not understand the history of Black Americans. Descendants of American slaves slash freedmen made laws change on the books under Jim Crow called the Montgomery bus boycott during the civil rights era. He thought that he could jump on camera and talk to us any kind of way. We as black people have allowed this arrogance from other groups, regardless how they treat us. We kept spending our money with them. Yet they don't patronize our businesses. We still have some black people who are not participating in the boycott and that should be expected. We have to separate ourselves from these off code Negroes, con artists, the black boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, and urban terrorists because they mean our racial group no good. We need to call them out and make them feel uncomfortable about what they're doing. We don't want to follow, if they don't want to follow the community, no problem. We have to excommunicate with people like them. We have to understand the majority of our people have become Americanized and have developed a narcissist attitude. Many have taken on the colonizers' ways. Our ancestors are turning over in their graves now because we are moving backwards instead of advancing forward. For example, home ownership for Black Americans has remained the same since 1960. Also, for 34 years, I have been reaching out to Black Chicagoans online and in real life, and yet I'm still on first base. And again, that's unacceptable Black America. It really is. It's a straight up turnoff. And again, if it was up to me, everybody that's listening to this audio podcast would be on board. But again, God give us free will. I wish the Lord would bless me with more people like Sister Renee. But hey, it is what it is. But like I say, this is what I want to be remembered for. And I want to make sure none of my members have to endure this type of foolishness. You got good ideas and stuff, but if we're not being patronized, my God, I mean, what turns me off the most is the dope man has more support from the Black community than me. That's what's the biggest turnoff. But hey, I mean, this is what, my assignment. I didn't ask for it. I even wrote that in the book. But I'm just doing the best that I can. And I'm grateful that God blessed me with this platform. And I want to use it for good. Yes, we over here we stand against white supremacy, but we also stand against urban terrorism too. Because that urban terrorist is killing more of our children than the white man. I'm just saying, it is what it is. So this is why I created this platform in order to recruit like-minded, brave, and smart African immigrants across the United States of America, like-minded, brave, and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago, as well as the global African family. Help me speed up this process by helping me getting that ebook on that bestsellers list. Then I will be in a better position financially to hire people. I can't do jack right now. Not a doggone thing. Because I'm not making money from the book right now. Got a virtual store, you know what I'm saying? Items on my virtual store barely selling. Shoot, just ridiculous. So some, I would say, small. Some of my critics say, "Oh, Emmanuel, you don't care about the black community. You're just trying to get rich and blah blah blah." I'm like, all I wrote is one book. If I was trying to get rich, I would have written many books. You know what I'm saying? I only have one book, and I stand on that. And that one book, which is my revised book, um, that's the foundation of my Christian business, and I'm standing on that. Anybody that disagree with the vision and plan would not be part of my business because it's membership base. Those that have rejected my vision and plan for the past 34 years would not be part of my business. This is how come we're gonna screen people. Gonna vet, in other words, vet them when they come through our doors once we have that physical building. If I didn't care about the black community, I wouldn't be pushing so doggone hard trying to recruit people from around the country to get involved, to be part of my advisory board. If I didn't care about the low income black community, I wouldn't try to um, bring my business over to the black community at all. I would just be hiding behind a computer. I want to move from behind a computer. I'm here to recruit. I wrote that book in order to recruit. I'm raising that bar and letting people know up front, how it is and how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it is what it is. But before I cut and run to Africa, we're going to get it popping here in America first, point blank, bottom line. Um, and it's not easy because, that slave mentality is, but that's what we want to fight against. That's what my business is about. But that's that's what we're up against. And again, I don't want to come to Africa empty handed. I want to bring economic tangibles in the form of job creation for GRCAM members and their immediate family members. That's all I'm trying to do. Because this is going to be membership based, working with those that want more out of life. That's all. And separating ourselves from these off code Negroes, and there is consequences in my business. If I catch any con artists, there will be consequences. Read my story so you'll see. I talk about that in detail. In each African nation that we visit, we will set up local chapters. Descendants of American slaves / freemen who are CAM members we will bring our talents and skills in order to help improve the African economy in exchange for dual citizenship and land. That's what I'm on. So that my people don't have to sit up here and be marching and protesting and begging descendants of slave owners for freedom, justice, and equality. That would not happen under white supremacy. We're trying to get the hell away from these racist people. That's what we're trying to do over here. But we have to get the business up and running first, so we can be in a better position. Well, I can be in a better position financially to hire, qualified black middle class professionals that's going to help me run this business and make sure it's going to be effective and successful for years to come. And so we can pass down the business to the next GRCAM generation, GRCAM members. That's all. Um, I want to say this. As for me and my house, I'm reclaiming my ancestral homeland, which is Africa. But like I say, I want to make sure that we have a successful Christian business here in America first. So so that way I can sustain myself when I'm in Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I'm gonna hold off coming to South Africa at this point in time until they resolve their issues. It's horrible. Also, I want to encourage African migrants who still remain in South Africa to please get out of there. I don't want to see you or your family members being harmed or unalive. I just don't. Um, if I do come to Africa now, the next place I'm looking at would be Kenya. We're going to start it over in East Africa and then gradually, um, make our way over to West Africa. I want to get our foot on the ground over there first when I do come. So, Kenyans, if y'all serious, please read my story first. The ebook, put me on blast, let everybody know, and encourage Kenyans that's here in the United States of America. Encourage, I would say, African immigrants from Kenya to work with me and work with me by encourage them to read my story. And if they agree with my vision and plan for them to get on board with our film project and all that good stuff. So that way that can help speed up the process. That's all. Going back to the topic, the Asian community has never came in mass to support Black businesses. So they are anti-Black then. So if you're equating not spending money with someone, that's considered racism. The majority of these other groups don't like Black people as a collective. Cus- if you run your customer base off, you're going to lose business. Most brick and mortar business aren't backed by major corporations. They pay rent on a monthly basis, make payroll, and buy supplies. The goal of the white supremacist financial elites is to keep us impoverished and have us mass incarcerated in those high crime, impoverished neighborhoods. That's how come I'm trying to bring the business there, ladies and gentlemen. It has been proven that single parent homes without a father increase the school to prison pipeline. That's how much of a science it is with these people with mass incarceration. Mass incarceration of Black people is a $1 billion business. Again, it's a $1 billion business. So that's how come they don't want to see nothing change in the inner cities. They're making profit off of that. Those private prison companies are traded on a New York stock exchange. You can buy stock in these companies. This is why it's very important to have our children properly educated, and Black people need to push education. Right now, there is a literacy crisis in Black America. Our ancestors didn't have a choice, they were under the whip and gun. So, and at that time, it was illegal for Black people to read and write because the white supremacist financial elites just wanted them to just, pick cotton, make wealth for them. And so, us as descendants of American slaves, we're demanding um, some of that money could come back to us for what they did to our ancestors. When I was a teenager, Hooked on Phonics was, that was a big deal. The Cow of Chicago nonprofit organization will serve the low income Black community, while our for-profit businesses like our community grocery store and community housing will be placed in the Black middle class community. Because if we're going into business, I want to make sure we're gonna make money and gonna make a profit. And so that's how come I have to do it that way. Like I say, I can't do everything. Uh, that's why I want to have my advisory board intact. So that way we can do multiple things at one time. I don't have to be just stuck on one, like I say, it's been 34 years. And yeah, I am getting burned out. This is, hey, I did the best I could, you know. And again, that's why I'm reaching out to African immigrants, the global African family. But I'm letting them know we're going to still get it popping here in America first for credibility. That's all. Um, I believe that we need more educated people in our community who can teach CAM members and students financial literacy. We spend our money with these other groups. If we transfer that black dollar back to our community, imagine how much we can um, grow the community. This will help solve our black unemployment rate. Through Gakai of Chicago, we would be in a better position financially to hire black people, African people, as well as others. If more black people get on code, and all that means is to be in agreement with fixing our community, then we can grow our business and create more black jobs. No more glass ceilings. When you own your own black business, then you control how you want things to be done. As a collective, we as black Americans have a $2 trillion spending power. We need to bring those black dollars back to our community. We wouldn't have to beg others for jobs. We wouldn't have to put up with people's racist attitudes. They do not want us to be self sufficient and independent. A majority of Asian businesses are in the black community. No one is stopping white Americans and Latino Americans from shopping with them. Why are they crying about black people? The white supremacist financial elite uses Asians as a weapon against black Americans. White America has not come out to support the Asian community in mass. They considered the them as the minority, as the model minority. I believe that this is a twofold lesson for them. First of all, Black Americans warned them about white supremacy. I'm sick and tired of hearing that excuse. It's only one man, Rick Chow. How the whole Asian community have to suffer because of him. We didn't have, we wouldn't have, we wouldn't have, oh, tongue twisted. Bear with me. We wouldn't even have been having this conversation if it was just about one man. I've been talking about this for decades. Going back to 1991, Latasha Harlins, and now Cyrus Belton. Chinese people are acting very disrespectful towards the global African family. For example, in Jamaica, Chinese people have built luxury hotels only for Chinese people and white people, denying black Jamaicans access to their own beaches. As a result, black Jamaicans have taken it upon themselves to issue out street justice by burning down those hotels, and rightfully so. Doggone it, if you don't like black people, stay the hell away from us then. Don't come to around black people if you're racist. Dang. Stay your funky behind in your own homeland or go to Europe. That's the only thing I don't like about those racist people. But hey, let me continue. In Nigeria, Chinese grocery store owners were practicing discrimination against Nigerians by denying them access to a Chinese supermarket in Nigeria. As a result, Nigerians protest against the Chinese supermarket, which put pressure on their Nigerian government to shut them down. Another case of Chinese acting a fool and disrespectful towards um, Black Africans is in the case of Kenya. A Chinese business owner beat a Kenyan man for being late. Come to find out, that same Chinese business owner was in Kenya illegally. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm going to show this stuff after I finish reading this presentation. Like I say, I come with receipt. But bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, work with me. Help me get this book on that bestsellers list. Get behind this film project. Help me raise that $250,000 so that way we can make a quality Black empowerment film. That's all I'm saying. And this ain't for me. This is so we can build this business and get our youth off the streets, keep them out of gangs, put money in their pockets so that way they can pay their bills and feed their families. That's all I'm trying to do. In contrast, oh, okay, hold on. To watch these videos, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. In contrast, in America, Chinese business owner criminalized Black people in their stores. I believe that Rick Chow should be in prison. What we do with our money is our business. A blackout is the most peaceful thing that we can do. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody lose their life. Nobody gets shot with rubber bullets. Economic boycott is the best thing we can do in order to get that transfer of wealth back to the Black community. There are some reports that Asian businesses are trying to label their business as Black owned. So do the research, ladies and gentlemen, because we're in the information age. Some of them are even hiring Black people to promote their business to Black people. You're going to have to do your own research and be diligent. The main situation is with Rick Chow and the rest of them. Productive Black people, and I want to make sure I give you all the attention that you need. I came across another TikTok video entitled, quote, "Why boycotting Asian stores is wrong and won't work, and Asians are really upset with us." To watch the video clips, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comments section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. The George Floyd protests stirred up an uprising. Nobody is doing an uprising against Asian businesses. Black Americans are filming empty Asian businesses. White businesses where um, white businesses were the reason we created boycotts. And again, that was under Jim Crow during the Montgomery bus boycott. That's what made us, or my ancestors, start marching. That actually kicked off part of this civil rights movement, that and the death of Emmett Till, which sparked the civil rights movement. White America doesn't set up all their business in Black neighborhoods except major corporations like Walmart. There's not a bunch of white people making food in our neighborhood. There's not a bunch of white people with beauty supply stores in our neighborhoods. You're not taking personal responsibility as a collective. White America is not coming to save you, and that's why you're upset. The Asian community messed up with Black Americans due to you siding with Edward Bloom. Asians and Latinos assisted him in getting rid of affirmative action in higher education. Asian community helped him, and now your enrollment has dropped. If Asian business owners would act like the white business owners, it wouldn't be a blackout. Asian community, this is your opportunity to patronize your own Asian businesses. You have millions of Asian people in America who can support Asian owned businesses. Leave black people alone. We done with you. You want to act a doggone fool? I mean, man, we don't want to lose our kids. The kids come in there and you following them around and then chasing them out the store and shooting them in the back. And you think somebody want to do business with your ass? Such a turn off. But uh, let me just continue. If Asians don't want to consume the food in their own restaurants, then why do they want us to consume it? My question to the Asian community: why won't Asian people support their own business in their time of need? Stop asking black people to come back. It's a done deal. You guys blew it. All you all okay, you all had a chance to do business with us, but you practice anti-black racism, and so this is your this is the result of your collective action from the black world and black America. I've watched videos of Asian people saying they they have black fatigue. The best way to get rid of black fatigue is to stop doing business with black people. Again, leave us alone and support your own people. So it seems to me that even the white American won't support them, and even Asian Americans won't support their own businesses. Asian people rank number one on household income over white people. They got the money. Our medium income is has been going to their community. The reason why they are the reason why we are at the bottom is not because of white supremacy, but because of our bad spending habits. We pen we spend our black dollars with all these other groups. If we just keep our money within our community, we will surpass these other groups. Being at the bottom is our fault. White supremacy, white supremacy is not making black people go to Asian restaurants, Asian nail shops, or to their beauty supply stores. White supremacy is not stopping black Americans from purchasing my ebook, buying items from my virtual store, or donating to our film project. That's a personal choice, ladies and gentlemen. That's Willie Lynch in real time. As a result, we as black people remain at the bottom. We as a collective have to take personal responsibility for why we are at the bottom. Racist policy has something to do with it, but it's not the whole story. I warned Black America for 3 decades about fighting against this slave mentality called Willie Lynch. Otherwise, this will be our downfall in America. Black Chicagoans didn't listen. Now we are in the era of consequences, and our children will end up paying the price. I talked about illegal immigration in my revised book, and how their people are going to fight for Latinos to become legal citizens. They are not coming over here to ally with us. They are coming over here to compete against us for resources. Notice how the Biden Harris administration were dumping illegal immigrants in the black community and black neighborhoods. Notice how Representative Pamela Jayapal is advocating for reparations to illegal immigrants and their children, but won't say a word about descendants of American slaves slash freemen issues, let alone advocating for our reparations. So that's what I'm saying. And she's a hardcore Democrat. That's what I'm saying. Just let those Democrats keep crashing and burning. You know what I'm saying? This should be a wake up call to all Black Americans. At this point of the game, Black America has two choices: either embrace annihilation or embrace survival and become GRCAM members. I'm only responsible for GRCAM members and their immediate family members, point blank. That's all. And I tried. And that's how come I'm documenting what I'm doing, or you can hear it. So it's documented, in other words. But I don't want people to be lying on me, saying, "Oh, this man ain't doing this, he ain't doing that." You're a doggone lie. Trying to do something, but I want to make sure I have my team in place, not just running off at the mouth. I am only Yes, okay. The Democrats will eventually win the presidency, the House, and the Senate. They will reopen those borders again and flood the gate with illegal immigrant once again. They will dump illegal immigrants in the Black neighborhoods and Black community. Within one generation, they will leap over Black children, and our children will be treated as third and fourth class citizens in the country that our ancestors built. Lord, have mercy on my racial group, Black Americans. Just have mercy on them. Black Americans are slowly starting to realize what I've been talking about. All this immigration does not serve our interests. We have such groups as Chicago Flips Red, but we still have a long way to go with a limited time frame. The white supremacist financial elites place these people in our neighborhoods to do what? To compete for resources against us, to drain the Black dollar. Unfortunately, we as a collective didn't have enough discipline to realize their agenda. No one can say I didn't warn them. I've proved it. I talked about this when I was on Black Planet, MySpace, Netscape, etc. I post blogs about this in the 90s and 2000s. I wrote about this in my revised book, and still, Black Chicagoans have taken me for a joke. I refuse to be ignored. This is why I created this platform, ladies and gentlemen. Black America as a collective didn't listen. Instead, Black America decided to listen to our Black politicians who are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites to push this minority coalition from Black organizations like the Congressional Black Caucus, the NAACP, the National Urban League, etc. The question is, how do we apply these lessons learned in 2026 and above? The answer for the answer is for GRCAM members to come forth and work with me and get in my revised book on that bestsellers list, so that way I can be in a better position financially to hire Black people and African people. I'm not going to be speaking to you forever. As soon as we get Kyle Chicago up and running and we get Sister Renee well taken care of, then I will turn over the business to my advisory board or resource team and expand the business to the African continent. We have to learn from the Asian community. Sorry, what have we learned from the Asian community? Never bite the hand that feeds you. I'm going to warn all these other groups who are watching what's happening to the Asian community. You see, white America aren't flooding Asian businesses to help them stay afloat. Once again, Asian community, why aren't you supporting your own businesses? I encourage all of my listeners to ask Asian Americans why they aren't supporting their own business, like the Asian nail salons, the Asian restaurants, Asian beauty store, supply store. Here's another video. Here's another TikTok video I watched entitled POV, You're Secretly Recording Your Black Mom. To watch the video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. We're going to analyze this Asian woman who called a sister, that's Dash FM, about the blackout. If you are friends with an Asian person and you're black, then that person should understand what black people are going through in this country with all these other groups. But you want to ask about the Asian blackout, saying it's not fair. Life is not fair, even if you are a law abiding citizen. All of us will experience ups and downs. That's how life works. You have some people who become successful in life even though they obtain it the wrong way. When you have a transfer of wealth leaving the Asian community and pouring back into the black community, that's life happening. The sister on the video explained that the black dollar shift is happening. That money belongs to the black community to help solve our high unemployment rate. For example, in the low income black community, we have a lot of homeless due to unemployment. This is why I created this platform to discuss solving black issues and solving African issues. Through Cacao Chicago, we could create more black jobs, African jobs, and get rid of black homelessness. Cacao Chicago would take the lead in creating more black jobs for our members and students as well as the community. Because the community is the one that's going to benefit. We will take care of our own first because we will practice M1, meaning melanated first. Nothing else on earth matters. Our top priority will be community safety, job creation, and building an alliance with the African immigrant community in Chicago and surrounding suburbs. Notice no other group cares about our high unemployment. No other group cares about our black homeless people sleeping on the streets. I remember during COVID 19, a brother was homeless, working a part time job while illegal immigrants were placed in shelters, given food and access to medical assistance because Chicago, New York City, and other cities are sanctuary cities. Our elected official prioritize illegal immigrants over American citizens. That's a doggone shame. As a result, Chicago has a total outstanding debt and unfunded pension liability of roughly $41 billion to $52.9 billion. Taxpayer burden of over 40,000 for every single Chicago resident. This is the type of things we have to endure as Black Americans. The only way we as a collective have done anything successful in this country is when we did it on our own. For example, we built Black Wall Street, Rosewood, and many other towns throughout the country during Jim Crow. But we have always been targeted by the white supremacist financial elites. They created the laws to sabotage what we got going on. For example, they use eminent domain, urban gentrification, and outright domestic terrorism. If you study Black American history, look at what we achieved when we were separated from them during Jim Crow. We have to transfer our wealth back to the Black community because no other community will look out for us. We have been given away our wealth to these other groups, but look at our low income Black community. This is why I'm trying to get my advisory board or resource team in place so that we can move on multiple fronts. All those decades, Black Americans were shopping with the Asian community. What has the Asian community contribute back to the Black community? The Asian community have the nerve to be offended that we want to support our own Black businesses. How crazy is that? When the sister asked her, have she ever been to a Black restaurant? The Asian woman said, I don't know. That's the issue. The sister said that we don't owe y'all our money. And that point has to be reiterated. When y'all come across these videos, tell them in the comment section we don't owe them anything. Ask white Americans, East Indians, and Latinos to support your businesses. Ask why aren't Asian people supporting Asian owned businesses? When ICE raids were going down, Latinos were asking, where are Black people? Why aren't you protesting? Illegal immigration is not our interest. Um, Whether it's our money or putting our foot to the pavement in front of law enforcement, they want us to take all that abuse. Listen, other groups, those days of you leeching off Black America is done. You're not going to suck the life and the blood out of us anymore. And you're losing your minds. You want to fight ICE? Well, go right ahead. My advice to the Asian community, start looking for a new customer base and leave us alone. Then, then they can miss me with all that life is not fair. You have to make the best out of it. Once we start transferring the money back to the Black community, then we can start focusing more on building up our infrastructure, such as building more Black institutions, banks, libraries, law firms, etc. The good thing is that a lot of you, especially the sisters, are getting the message and you are implementing this more than anybody else. I encourage Black business owners get on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X to post your business and your locations so that Black people can support you. The grassroots community activist movement is nonpartisan. We're not Democrats or Republicans. We're independents. We can't be Democrat because 75% of them don't support reparations. We can't be Republicans because 95% of them don't support reparations. Both Democrats and Republicans want to maintain white supremacy. We vote our interests, and if we don't find any candidate that will push our interests, then we don't vote. You see what's happening right now in America. Without all all the chaos, there wouldn't be no blackouts, no delineation movement because you all would be comfortable. I said when Trump gets reelected, this is going to be good for Black America. He will wake you up and you will be uncomfortable. This wakes my people up and gets them on code. Other groups are getting their wake up call during the ICE raids. The Asian community is getting their wake up call from Black Americans, DAS FM. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you for listening to our audio podcast and for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. I need you all to support our film project so that way we can move Cam to the next level, and that is getting it on the big screen to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for descendants of American slaves slash freedmen who reside in the low income Black community. Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our crowdfunding pages, which are on our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, or our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Thank you for listening to our YouTube Live or the replay. If you reside on the African continent, then I recommend that you follow me on my Pod Chaser because it won't eat away at your bundles uh, because it's audio only. I provide the link in the comment section below this audio podcast. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. Like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next episode. And again, ladies and gentlemen, please mark your calendar for Saturday, June 27th. That's when we're going to host our GRCAM Monthly Virtual Interactive Conference. 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. All right. Now, before I go, I need to pull up a couple of things that I told you I was going to talk about, or, videos that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to post the link in the chat room or in the comment section. And so all you have to do is, leave a message and I'll read it out. And, if you want to come on here and get on video, that's fine with me as well. But here it is. I'm posting it. There it is right there in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. So you can leave, like I say, you can either leave a question to ask me, or you can come on here and we can talk it out. You click on that link. It's up to you. So I'm trying to interact with everybody that's want to talk and that wants to be a part of this audio podcast. So our first thing that we're going to look at would be okay, hold on. Bear with me. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's going to be with this person right here. So let's see. All righty.
At the fact that Black Americans are threatening to boycott Asian businesses than I have seen Asian Americans speaking out against the murder of Cyrus Carmick Belton, a child who was murdered at the hands of an Asian man. And this has everything to do with race, especially when anti-Blackness is so deeply rooted in our community. I have said this a million times, and I'll say it as many times as I need to so you can get it through your thick skulls. The only reason why Asians exist in America in such a large population is because Black activists fought for our right to be here during the Civil Rights Movement. White people did not want us here. It's not enough for Asian people to just be not racist. You have to be anti-racist, and you have to be speaking out against these injustices, or else they'll continue to happen. We absolutely owe the Black community solidarity, and the sooner that we realize that we're not much different from each other is the sooner that real change starts to happen. I have
Okay. Alrighty. That was a good, point that that lady made.
Asian friend called me and she said, "Are you guys really boycotting Asian businesses?" And I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was coming. And I said, "Well, honestly, it's really not a boycott. It's a black dollar shift." And she said, "What do you mean? What is that?" I said, "We're going to shift them in another direction towards black businesses. It's not about hurting Asians. When you think about it, we should have been supporting each other." One other thing that she said, it's not really fair though. Like, why are y'all making the Asian businesses suffer? And I said, but do we owe y'all our money? Do we owe y'all our dollars? Why can't we spend our money where we want to spend it? And if we choose to support black businesses, why are you offended? Then this was what really got me. I said, "Have you ever been in a black business? Have you ever been to a black restaurant?" She actually said, "I don't know. I don't know. Maybe." I said, "Well, see, that's the issue. Because I don't have to say, oh, I don't know, maybe." I've been in Chinese restaurants, many, and I've been in many nail shops. I've been in many beauty supply stores. I have. I said, "So how y'all mad that we are taking our dollars and supporting us? Y'all support y'all. You tell me yourself that y'all have Korean grocery stores and so forth. Y'all support y'all. Well, don't be mad that we want to support us. There's no love lost. We still cool. We still tight." But I knew one of my Asian friends were going to call me and ask me about this.
My wife showed the gun. Yeah,
What do you say?
I talked. I am with my wife and my son. Yeah, they are threatening me. Yeah, so I think they have a gun. Yeah.
You heard that? They're threatening us. They think we have a gun. That's crazy.
My wife said they have a gun.
She never said that, bro. Yeah, you're a shitbag. Fuck you.
Transfer? You want my email? Yes. Okay. I'll send it to your number. 6+5. No, I need now. I'm not leaving. Now.
How do I know?
This is only 4.
5 minutes later.
Oh, Lord.
No, I did.
There.
Oh, Lord.
No, I didn't. But my wife. Yes, my mom.
I'd love for you to say start to sleep and
Look how many police officers here from what somebody said there's a gun here. Think about what you're saying. Look how many police cars are here.
just to try and get us to hurry up and get away
Maybe
from
my
you.
wife. I didn't say.
Well, who called? Maybe you should bring your wife out.
After,
I'm asking you. Who called?
I called.
So who said there's a gun in here? Who said there's a gun in here? Did you say it?
Okay,
This is a landmark internet. It's nothing to do with the police. Who said there's a gun here? Look how many cars are
I
here?
didn't. I told them I didn't see the gun. Yeah, but
Bite-sized sustained energy to raise your bar. New Clip Energy Bites.
A new Planet Fitness is now open in Fullerton. Join today for $1 down, $15 a month, and take advantage.
my wife showed the gun.
They need to be charged.
That is a crime. For everybody who follow the law, yelling at them is not enough. Because he knows exactly what he did. He knows exactly what he was trying to do. He was trying to weaponize the police to come there and take the lives of those kids for no reason. Those kids could have lost their life. Yelling at them is not enough. Yeah, cool, the police came there and they acted appropriately and within reason, right? But what about the ones that don't? That just happened is the exception to the rule. That's never the rule. That's not the rule. That's not how they act in those type of situations and those type of calls. Those kids were lucky. They got lucky. They need to be fucking charged. They need to be convicted because it's clearly on tape, and they need to serve jail time for that. They are playing with people's lives.
I agree.
And yes, it's that serious. It's that serious.
I agree, sister.
People who look like me have buried their children for dumb shit like that. Like he literally tried to Emmett Till him. That's what we're gonna call it. Lies that take people's lives. You should go to jail. Nothing less than that. Nothing less than that. He should have been thrown on the ground. The same force that they were coming with for the person with the weapon should have been given to him. He should have been thrown on the ground, knees in his back, guns drawn on him, put in handcuffs, and taken to jail. So that you don't do that again. Fuck a waste of resources. That is not the bigger picture here. He tried to get those kids unalived by police. Or at least beat up, at least rough hand. Like, are you guys kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? You're yelling at him like that's your child? Follow the law. Why is he not in handcuffs? You're going to tell me that that man didn't know exactly what he was doing? Now he's stuttering. He wasn't stuttering on the phone.
Chinese hotel burnt down, set ablaze by Jamaicans after denying access to the beach that was reserved for Chinese and white Jamaicans, or white people and Chinese people. Let me say that, even though out of many one people. Like, what if we like, yeah, did them a play, the dark skinned ones? Who are you? And we not promote or support violence. But when they hear them violent act, them arson, it makes sense. We understand. I'm sure the whole diaspora neighboring islands are proud of Jamaicans, like all the time. And one thing with Jamaicans, you know, when you start to too much, you go feel it. Remember what them tell you, no, from history? All of the bad slave them, or Jamaica them send them. So if you not think, say, some of us don't have our ancestors' blood running through our veins still, sad mistake. And but I never tell you, no, Jamaicans, no friend for nobody. No matter who.
Ladies and gentlemen, after making videos about Jamaica, after making videos about the Jamaican culture and how everybody appreciates Jamaica, now we have these videos whereby there is this Chinese investor who was granted a permit to build or establish his business in Jamaica. Now, Jamaicans are very welcoming people. We all understand that. We all know that. But now this Chinese businessman, after he was given the permit, now he built a very beautiful resort in Jamaica. Very big and beautiful hotel. Now, the only mistake he did is that he said that no black person is allowed to enter this hotel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you tell me if that makes sense. Keep in mind that Jamaica is predominantly a black nation. So when you come to Jamaica and come with your dirty racist behavior to Jamaica and say that no black person should be allowed to enter into your hotel, then be sure you are going to face it rough with Jamaica. Now, that's exactly what really happened in Jamaica. Like I've been saying, Jamaicans have been facing some series of unfortunate events, and now we have this Chinese investor who came and started his racial business in Jamaica. Jamaicans don't love that. Jamaicans are not racist. Jamaicans are very good people, welcoming people. Now, they've responded by burning down the hotel. I know most of you will say that that was not good and all of that. Yes, we don't really promote violence. But when you, as a foreigner, you bring your dirty behaviors to this foreign land, foreign country, whereby people really promote peace, love, and unity. And when you read the Jamaican motto, it says that out of many, one people. Like we are one. Whenever you step to Jamaica, they take you as one of them. So when you come and start your racial behaviors in Jamaica, then you need to be guaranteed that you're going to face it rough with them. Beautiful people, wonderful people. I want you to watch this video of how it went down in Jamaica, and then I'll be back with a few discussions. But remember, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. Most importantly, guys, give this video a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. We've came from afar. I mean, I just recently started my channel. So without wasting your time, let's dive into this video, and then I'll be back with a few discussions.
There is strife and problems in Jamaica as an alleged Chinese hotel that was blocking local people's access to the beach has now been set ablaze. We don't know the full stories as to how and what has gone on behind it, but it is alleged that a Chinese hotel is torched by Jamaican nationals after being denied access to the local beach and resort reserved only for white Jamaicans and Chinese citizens inside Jamaica. Now, having seen what's gone on inside South Africa and how they are pushing out about migrants in the country, Jamaica has been very chilled about the removal of access to its own beaches, which is constitutionally, I believe, in Jamaica, something that should be protected. But private companies have bought every single seafront, and they are now preventing actual local Jamaicans from having beach. And if you think about Jamaica, you think beach, mountains. So if you can't access the beach, that's a massive deal for local people. And it's something that the Jamaican government is going to have to figure out a real strategy for. What they do not want is that local businesses or international businesses who are set up in Jamaica feel like it's not safe because they've completely sold every single part of the beachfront properties available in Jamaica. Tell me what you think. If you have more information locally, please share, because, you know, it means a lot to us as our people.
The Jamaicans burned this racist hotel down.
Hey, me just have a question. Now watch me here. Me cut off my locks and me I try and navigate through this short here thing. How Chinese man go come to Jamaica and build hotel and say black people can't come there? That's why them burn it down. Me no can do violence, but Jamaicans, anytime them come to Jamaica with this foolishness, we need to burn down everything. Because they want to turn Jamaica in one new America, in one new UK, in one new China, in one new Western world. Where white man and Chinese man and everybody except melanated people are run shit. anytime they come to Jamaica with this bullshit, we need to stand firm. Don't sit down and take it, Jamaicans. You hear me? Don't sit down and take it, because if we allow them to do this, first they must start with the hotels, then they must start with the big industrial sectors, and then they must start talk about say we can't go this and we can't. You can't tell we what to do in every country. Jamaica, we born and grow. You're a visitor. You hear that? You're a visitor. And no matter how the politician them hyping up and telling us you can't do this and you can't do that, guess what? We have something called community justice. And if on the peace we have enough, we are gonna react. We're not like, sorry, we not bash Americans or whatever, but we're not like Americans where we are gonna just complain. We with Black Road, we bun tire, and we cause problem. Here? Don't come to Jamaica, can't tell me about black people can use free, God-given rights in a free country. Can't use hotel, can't use beach, can't use what next? Can't use hospital. You got a special hospital just for black people now. Come on, man.
So I see a video circulating that they burn a hotel in Jamaica to the ground because it only gives white and Chinese people access to the hotel. And a lot of Jamaicans are coming out and they're rejoicing about it. But my question to you is, why is it that Jamaicans are allowing this to happen in the first place? If this quote-unquote hotel was burnt to the ground because it not access uno to no own stuff but uno have because of the banning of the country. Why is it that this is happening? You understand me? Sometimes we as the poorer class are to be blamed, because if we were standing up and uniting another country and not people from other country, and me see some things about how come all of these people from all over the world are come take over Jamaica, and the poorer class people, the people that should have access to everything in a Jamaica, just sit back and we wait until things get bad, till we have to burn and we have to demonstrate how we say it shouldn't be this way in the first place. Who is to be blamed? Because even if we say, all right, that the Prime Minister, but are we vote them in? We are the one voting them in. Who are we voting in? Why are we voting in him? And why are we keeping them in? You understand me? So we not touch and burn hotel. We don't say nothing yet. If we don't start, stand up for the right, do the right thing, and do access other people from other country for coming our country and do whatever, however they want to do it. I don't understand on Jamaican.
So we as Jamaicans, we can't wait for the government for the things for we or for fight for we. We can't wait for them. That's why we have to take things in our own hands. Them say we can't use the beach if you're not Chinese or if you're not white Jamaican. And what kind of thing that? In our own island, we can't use the beach. So guess what we're going? We're going to burn that down. Yeah, man. Right down to the ground. Don't play with Jamaicans and Jamaica. I think we are joking.
Jamaican
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from here the voice and also try chopper style. Today I want to talk about an excited video, but still it's heartbroken because we couldn't believe that the country would allow certain things to happen. Me I talk about Jamaica and the hotel will get burned down. Where the Chinese man them build, and I said them only want Chinese people to come at the hotel. They don't want no Jamaican, the black people to come there. Only Chinese and Caucasian people. What a audacity, people. We don't see them take with a clown, we don't see them a style, we don't see them take with like say we have some little mongrel dog. And them a pit bull and Doberman and German Shepherd. And what them take with her. But look what them choose to go build it to. Them choose to build it in the bad slave them place, in the maroon them place. You know, so one of the bad maroon them, they go forward out of the hill and forward down there and burn down that. People, me know so when me talk my words, them not go in vain, because me say action. You know, see when me tell you about the wharf where them build down there, and them get away with it. See? So now them are going to build Chinese school, we don't know how can go. Chinese hospital, we don't know how can go. Chinese road, we can't drive pad. It's going to be everything segregated for Chinese, then they must start teach them Mandarin or whatever language them speak. And they must start teaching it to our kids. Why do they teach it to our kids? Because we are going to become the slave of them system. We are going to be the one that clean them hotel, clean them bathroom, and that we are going to do that for, but still we can't spend a night in them hotel there. We are going to work at them Chinese people here and still cannot afford to live in a nothing like where they live. Chinese people them come to Jamaica with a plan, you know. I don't want to think that this is a joke thing. It's a systematical plan when they see them come and do certain things. But we Jamaican are rebellious slave. We not gonna sit down and accept everything. We accept little thing for a little bit a while and watch and see what you do. But after a while, if things not change, Jamaican are gonna change it for themselves. Them are gonna step in and do things. Watch a video and tell me what you think about that video. Because me know in my heart say it's a bad maroon from Upper Compound or Maroon Town. Forward down this and burn down that, because guess what happened? The maroon them now stand up and watch that. Maroon are dead. We just spread out amongst the people them. Just like how you have some people who are spying at the community. Them amongst we sell we out. Or so we there right now, the maroon people them there in the community and protect the community. So don't feel like say them are gonna win. Them can't win. Them only are gonna build up them places and waste them money, because we're not gonna see more of them infrastructure here are burn down to the ground. We're not going to see more of them infrastructure here or get damaged. You hear me I say to you?
Jamaica, they own the port. It's owned by the Chinese. Exactly. If another race owns your port, that means they control what's coming in. They control what's going out. What about the drugs? What about the guns? What about the COVID? You don't know what them people bringing in. And you mean to tell me that the Chinese care so much about Jamaican people that they're not going to educate our kids and take care of their health? Chinese don't care about black folks. Go to China. Go to China and see how they treat black people in China. So to me, what I think this is the government of Jamaica, like so many African governments, so many other Caribbean governments have done. They've gotten in bed financially with the Chinese. The Chinese have studied the way the white man has practiced neo-colonialism throughout Africa. And the Chinese has learned that these black leaders don't really care about their people. They're all about their pocket. So I'm going to do what the white man did, but I'm going to do it one time better. I'm going to offer them double the money. You let me take over this land right here, I'll get the white man offering you $1 million, I'm offering you $3 million. And I'm going to build you a retirement home. And I'm going to pay for all your kids to go to college in China. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you a private military. So the Chinese have basically become neo-colonialists 2.0. They're outdoing the Europeans. You follow me? And they're giving Caribbean and African leaders offers that they can't refuse. And guess what? When you abdicate on that loan that they give you, because all this is loans. These are not handouts. It's all loans. When you abdicate on the loan in that contract, you have to give them large concessions of land and large concessions of your economy. There's an African country right now. Is it Uganda? There is an African country who defaulted on their loan to the Chinese, and they now own their national airport. I forget which, they own the airport now because they couldn't pay back the loan. The Chinese know what they're doing. The main port of Jamaica.
See, them Chinese, they come.
And finally, in Africa, a Chinese supermarket has been accused of racism against locals in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Nigerians were outraged after they were denied entry inside the store for not being of Chinese descent. The West African nation's consumer watchdog has now shut down the Chinese market and summoned its owner. Our next report goes into detail.
Not a day goes by when China and its behavior don't make the news. This time, Chinese actions have sparked outrage almost 10,000 kilometers away. Residents in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, are enraged with the way they've been treated. A Chinese supermarket in Nigeria is at the center of controversy. The shop is located in a building run by the Chinese Chamber of Commerce in the Nigerian capital. The Chinese supermarket has been accused of racism by denying entry to African shoppers. After videos of the supermarket's blatant racism against local Nigerians went viral, the West African nation's consumer protection watchdog closed down the Chinese store. Officials of Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission locked down the Chinese supermarket until further notice. They also summoned the store's owner for investigation. So how did this instance of Chinese racism against Nigerians in their own country surface? It all started earlier this week. A group of Nigerians went to the Chinese Chamber of Commerce to shop from its supermarket. They were all stopped at the entrance by guards who said that people of only Chinese descent were allowed inside. And then the outcry began. Nigerian authorities have refused to reopen the Chinese supermarket. However, the racist attitude by Chinese towards Nigerians and Africans is nothing new. Reports highlight that Chinese social media is full of anti-African content. And despite calls for controlling racism on Chinese social media, Beijing has done almost nothing about it. Chinese racism came into spotlight even before the COVID-19 pandemic. Africans who were living in China became victims of Chinese racism repeatedly. Over the years, reports of Africans being treated unfairly by the Chinese have become far too frequent. It reached a point where governments had to intervene to douse the flames. And instead of facing the crisis, Beijing called the racism incidents a way to create animosity between China and Africa.
I want to say that if there are people who want to seize on an incident to exaggerate matters and sow discord in China's relations with African countries, that this is a doomed, futile effort. China and Africa have weathered many storms, and the cooperation has been successful and win-win. How relations are between China and Africa, and whether or not cooperation is good, African countries and the people of Africa know in their hearts exactly how things stand.
China's presence in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, remains massive. There are at least 10,000 Chinese living in Nigeria. And Beijing is credited for opening major ports and infrastructure projects in Abuja. However, China has openly engaged in arm twisting and discrimination against locals. And the most recent example is of the Chinese supermarket. As calls for boycott grow in Nigeria, it looks like Chinese racism has become a setback for Beijing's relations with Africa.
From impeachment.
The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has arrested a Chinese national after a disturbing video clip in which he was caught whipping a Kenyan employee went viral on social media. Several others were also arrested after it was discovered that none of them had valid visas. Anita Nkonge has more.
In a disturbing video that went viral, Deng Han is seen here whipping a Kenyan national for allegedly reporting late to work. Deng, who is a chef at Shewu restaurant in Kileleshwa, is seen asking the employee where he would prefer to be hit and then proceeds to whip him twice. In a raid carried out earlier today, DCI detectives from Kilimani arrested Deng for working at the hotel without a work permit. Two other chefs, Chang Ying and Wu Yang, were arrested for holding expired visas. Yu Ling, a cashier, was also arrested for holding a visitor's visa but no work permit. According to the DCI, 8 other Kenyans who work at the hotel were escorted to Kilimani police station for further interrogation. The video caused outrage online, with many calling for investigations and stern action to be taken against the perpetrators. In a tweet, the Chinese embassy in Kenya said it fully supported Kenyan police investigating the issue. They said anyone found breaking the law will face consequences. Anita Nkonge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to conclude our show for today. Peace and blessings.